Welcome, everyone, to the Sickos Committee Podcast. This is our podcast for the evening of March 1st. It is March, as our basketball people will say. It is time for the madness. And by the madness, I mean lots of basketball games on ESPN Plus and Flow and something called the NEC network that I've had to find.
NEC Front Row.
NEC Front Row, yes. They're streaming online. Those games all look like, we've watched a lot of football games that look like they were shot on a handy cam. And I think basketball has us beat out by a long shot because I swear to God, I have seen some basketball broadcasts where it looks like the entire score bug is just a shot of the scoreboard in the arena.
I have a friend of mine who does camera for Sacred Heart every now and then.
Mm-hmm.
And they'll message me like, what are these clowns at St. Francis doing?
Good NEC, good inner NEC arguing. I love it.
And not just in sports, but the broadcasting teams too.
Of course. As always, I'm Jordan. I am VP of lots of things right now. With me tonight, we've got Katie. We have Joey. We have no commissioner. Commissioner is currently on assignment. We assume he's bribing the NCAA committee to try to get ULM in the tournament. We're excited for that.
And FSU. Let's get FSU.
And Florida State. Okay, I honestly think the ACC should be a zero-bid league this year, and I'm not sure that anyone can convince me otherwise.
I'm fine with that. I can't stand Duke, and they're like, yeah, I'm good with that. I'm great with that.
It's okay. I think Pitt's currently losing to Notre Dame. Did Pitt end up losing to Notre Dame?
We'll edit this in.
Pitt basketball.
I think it wasn't looking good.
Oh, no, Pitt basketball, 81 to 88, lost to a really awful Notre Dame team. I assume Pitt Girl is currently just absolutely unhinged on Twitter right now. Good for her.
I saw some unhingedness, yes.
Beautiful. Katie, how are you tonight?
It's race week, guys. F1's back. I'm great.
Ross Eek.
Yes.
Yes, Ross Eek. It's Ross Eek. Yes, I'm so excited. I'm Cloud 9 this week because we're getting F1 content again.
When's the first race?
It's on Sunday. It's in Bahrain.
It's Bahrain? Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Exciting.
And everyone has hot takes already after testing, so I'm living for all that. I'm loving it.
What is your favorite hot take? What have you found?
Everyone's bullish on Aston Martin because they had a really good lap, but there's a lot of people who are saying that it's because Alonso went out and I think just went all out and was like, hey, I'm just going to do a glory lap because I'm an Alonso and I do what I want. So anyways, I enjoy that. I'm doing F1 Fantasy this year, which I'm super excited about.
Well, I'm doing that too.
Okay.
Yeah,
How do you do that?
So
you draft players? You
pick. I'm doing the one that's on the F1 website, and you pick like 5 drivers and then 2 teams for constructors.
You get like a salary cap.
Yeah, and you have a salary cap. Yep.
What? I'm gonna bring up my team.
Oh God.
Mm-hmm.
Anyways, I have a similar F1 announcement, which is I am considering hitting the transfer portal.
Oh.
I am currently a Williams fan,
Mm-hmm.
but Nick Latifi is gone, my beloved.
Yes.
So I am considering a swap to Aston Martin.
Okay. I like that. I will say... Oh, go ahead.
I was just going to say, here's my fantasy team, which is called I Miss Latifi.
Okay.
It's Verstappen, Hamilton, Tsunoda, Stroll, and Sargent, and the teams are Aston Martin and Mercedes.
Okay, really quick. Stroll won't be in this first race because he's still injured. Yeah, so you may want to, if you can sub out. Mm-hmm. I mentioned this in a group chat with my sister and my other friend Melanie, who also love F1, and they're in the F1 league with me. And my sister responded with, I would never have Lance Stroll on my team, even if he's 100% healthy. This team is about good vibes, and he is not.
Ouch.
So, yeah, she's very anti-Lance Stroll, which, I mean, sometimes I'm like, it's good for good reason. My drivers are Charles Leclerc, George Russell, Checo, Nick DeVries, and Zhou Guanyu. So, yeah, I feel good about that.
I have a blood feud with Nick DeVries. I can never pick him.
Who's driving instead of...
Oh, because he made Latifi look bad.
Oh, okay. I don't think Latifi needed a ton of help with that. Let's be real honest here.
He scored as many points.
So you said Stroll is out the first week?
Yeah, he got injured on like a biking accident or something. He was training and got injured. So
no, he got hit by a car while biking.
Oh my God!
Oh, it was? Oh, I didn't know that. Okay, I didn't know that.
So who's driving for him?
It's not confirmed yet, but it's probably going to be their backup, who is a guy named Felipe Drugovich.
Cool.
I did see a rumor, and I'm sure it's a rumor, that Sebastian Vettel offered to fill in for him.
Of course he did.
I'm positive it's a rumor, but nothing would bring me more joy than to have Sebastian on the race.
The version of the rumor that I saw was that Lawrence called him. I mean, like, hey, do you want to come back for one more race? And he was like, I'm on vacation with my family right now, so maybe.
So maybe.
I tried to manufacture consent to get Latifi in that seat on the account the other day.
That made sense. Made sense.
Oh, anyways, yeah. So
it's gonna be a good season. I'm very excited. I'm excited for Formula 1 to come back too. Joey, how are you?
I'm doing okay. I already spoiled my little intro there with my Formula 1 fantasy team, so I'll just say, I got a new intro because my rabbit is currently freaking the fuck out right now, and I don't know why.
Okay.
What do you need? Oh, she needs some hay. I'll give her some hay.
There we go.
Talk bad about me for like a minute because I gotta go give her some hay.
Okay, I will. You know, I kind of want to go to Circuit of the Americas this year. I went the first race ever back 10 years ago when they first. I went to that one. I kind of want to go again because I'm very much more back into it F1 now than I was back 10 years ago, whenever that was. So I kind of want to go.
Jordan's really fun. I mean, you know that, but
yeah. Well, we always used to joke because where I'm from deep South Texas, and so we always used to joke because the U.S. Grand Prix were always like way elsewhere. They weren't near in Texas, and so the closest one to us was actually Mexico City most of the time. And so my dad and I had always planned to go to Mexico City, but we never did. And
the rabbit has been fed.
There you go. So maybe I'll do Circuit of Americas this year.
It's really fun. I'm glad that was my first F1 race in the States because I know Miami and Vegas are spectacle and COTA's a little more serious. So I'm glad that was one of my first races.
Yeah, it's very different from what I can tell. The Vegas.
I'm hoping to go to Montreal this year.
Yeah.
I think I've said this before in the podcast. I've always been to Montreal the weekend before the race. For some reason, that's always when I have bachelor parties in Montreal. Like for 3 or 4 years, I've been to the casino when they've been setting up the fucking race, and I'm always there right before it. Well, to start with tonight, guys, we're going to talk about the road to Toledo. I'm going to put some music in here. It's very dramatic. Since part of this podcast is off season, I'm going to force this on everyone. We are covering the Italian Football League. This is the American Football League in Italy. By the way, if you Google Italian Football League, it just comes up with Serie A. Like it just comes up with soccer. So you have to add extra things like, the American Football League in Italy. This has been around for a while.
So wait, it's American players playing in Italy?
So not really. It's mostly Italian players and other European players.
Got it. Okay.
But they're playing American football.
Okay, got it.
And so this has been around for a while. Let me find the actual dates on this.
I just thinking Italian football makes me think of like how we have American football, Canadian football, and Aussie rules football. I just want to think of what the Italian football code would be.
Just lots of this, lots of finger waving, lots of, I don't know. I was going to say baguettes, but that's racist in the wrong direction.
That's a little northeast or northwest.
So the Italian Football League was founded in 1980, and they've been playing the Italian Bowl, which is the Italian Super Bowl, since 81, when the Milan Rhinos beat the Gallaret Frogs 24-8. And they've been doing this every year since. But this year, they're playing the final in Toledo, Ohio, at the Glass Bowl.
Oh, wait.
And so
it's here?
Oh, it's here. That's why we're doing this. They're playing the Italian Bowl final in Toledo, Ohio. In fact, I was going to invite you, but you already told me you're going to be someplace else on July 1st.
I am. Shit.
So I'm going to try to go.
I would go.
I'm going to go.
Oh my gosh.
So they're playing. Yeah, they're playing the championship. They're having a whole bunch of events. My favorite is the Italian-inspired restaurant or the Italian-style restaurant competition. Because I don't think anyone wants to call anything in Toledo Italian food.
I hope it's Sbarro, Fazoli's, Olive Garden. Like all of our worst Italian just showing up.
It's going to be great.
Gosh.
On the websites, plan your visit, top attractions in Toledo. Hold up, let's see. Toledo Museum of Art, Toledo Zoo and Aquarium.
How many diehard fans do you think are flying out from Italy to go to Toledo? And what does that connection flight look like?
Man, that's got, well, even like me trying to, all the flights I'm looking at basically say, flying to Detroit, drive, because it's about an hour away from Detroit. That seems like the correct answer.
Yeah. The thought of Italians coming to the United States for the first time and going to Toledo instead of like New York City, LA, Orlando.
They're getting the authentic American experience.
No, the jewel.
Yeah.
The jewel
Yes,
of Ohio.
yes.
Sorry, the jewel of northwestern Ohio, Toledo.
Southern Michigan.
Mm-hmm.
Ooh. I've been to Cincinnati. I don't think I've been to Columbus, but I can imagine Cincinnati's got to be a little bit more metropolitan than Toledo, so I can't even imagine Toledo.
I'm excited here. There's a passport to the taste of Italy. There's the Mayor's Cup, a celebrity golf tournament. It's going to be great. I'm super excited.
Do they even golf in Italy?
I don't know. They're having fireworks?
Yeah, I think they do.
Oh god, they're gonna do like a 4th of July fireworks on July 1st because it's the Saturday. Along
Happy
with
Canada Day.
Good God, we're celebrating it all.
We're celebrating Canada Day at the Italian Bowl in Toledo.
and people knock fucking multiculturalism. God. I will say, I'm gonna drop a picture of the Discord for you guys. The poster they made for this event is so good.
Oh, I kind of love that.
I don't hate that
at all.
Like an Art Deco football, but wrapped in spaghetti.
Yep. You can see the Toledo in Italian colors. This is Jordan. I'm upset that I'm I'm going to miss this. I'm very upset.
Football Americano.
So there are some rules about like the number of import players you can have. There's, there are limits on like you can't just have all American players. But yeah, the other interesting thing is there was a Stephen King book, I believe. Let me, what was it called? It was called Playing for Pizza.
Oh, I think you mentioned this to me before.
Or not Stephen King, John Grisham. My bad. It's a Grisham book.
I was gonna say Stephen King sounded off. I was like, but I remembered you mentioning Playing for Pizza to me, and I was like, that was ringing a bell.
Yeah, and it's about the Parma Panthers. It was released in 2007, and it's about an actual like Italian team.
I want to think about a Stephen King football book now.
I really think Stephen King has a couple of like weird non-horror-y books.
I kind of feel like we need to figure out an American player, a quasi superstar, to go over and play in the Italian league because I feel like this could become very big. I feel like this could become like way bigger. Yeah, I'm fine with that. I was thinking Johnny Manziel and Rob Gronkowski because they're like tertiary. Well, Rob's not going to do it, but
I would love Johnny Manziel in Italy.
So the thing about Manziel though
Johnny
is
Manziel
like
in Italy would be great.
Manziel couldn't even do fan controlled football. Like he would like randomly show up for his team games or sometimes not do it at all. I'm not sure he can be trusted in Italy. He doesn't have what we call impulse control.
That's why we want it. Jordan, I want this for entertainment's sake, not for like.
Yeah, I was gonna say I don't want Johnny Manziel playing in the Italian Football League. I just want a reality show of Johnny Manziel in Italy.
That is true.
Yeah,
basically
pretending to play football.
What's the Stanley Tucci show, but with Johnny Manziel instead.
Yes. Searching for Italy, I think it's what it's called.
I've got some teams in front of you guys, and we're gonna talk about these teams. And I want you guys. We're gonna work off vibes here. So we have first the Firenze Guelfi, the Parma Panthers, the Bologna. I'm gonna say Bologna. Stainless Steel Warriors.
There's a lot going on with that team.
The Lazio Ducks.
There's a lot going on with Jordan's pronunciations. This is taking me back to when I was in Italy last year, and they corrected me on everything, and I was actually trying. This is so good.
Oh yeah, I'm just butchering. So the Verona Mastini.
Is that a pasta shape?
I believe Mastini is a kind of dog.
I wouldn't have guessed that. It looks like the logo looks like Michigan. Interesting.
It's Michigan in Pittsburgh.
The Mastini is a Mastiff.
Oh, that's just Italian for Mastiff.
So then we have the Dolphins of Ancona.
Oh.
The Varese Scorpions. The Milano Rhinos. Or the Legnano Frogs. Who I believe that is the Raiders logo, just with frogs on top of it.
It is. It kind of is.
So here are
let's
our
talk
teams.
about
the Raiders do have the most soccer logo of football teams. They do have the most soccer-ish logo of football teams.
Yeah.
I mean, the Firenze logo is basically the Saints logo, right? The fleur-de-lis.
Yeah, so the Guelfi apparently were a faction in the War of the Guelphs and Ghibellines, which were factions that supported the Pope and the Holy Roman Emperor in the 12th and 13th century. So it's a deep cut. The Guelphi apparently were supporting the Holy See, the papacy. So if you are a papist or have papist tendencies, I feel like you have to go that direction.
Yeah, I was leaning there, but I don't want to get into that mess. I'm steering clear of that.
So the other ones, I have a strong the duck. Can we talk about the duck real fast?
Yeah,
That's an
yeah.
angry fucking duck.
It's a strong duck. Like, it's hard to make a blue duck that threatening, but they pull it off.
The duck is just so fucking angry all the time. Now, the problem with Lazio, the soccer team Lazio has lots of like fascist issues. Like, I believe Mussolini's grandson plays on for Lazio or is a big like fan. So I got some issues there. I don't like backing fascism, so I don't know if this team is the same way.
The all-time greatest shithousery soccer match I ever saw was the two legs between Celtic and Lazio.
Yeah.
Where the two sides just took turns beating the hell out of each other and making fun of each other. Yeah. I'm just like, that's soccer right there. Mm-hmm. That's what the Champions League is all about. Lazio versus Celtic.
The West Virginia Bologna Stainless Steel Warriors vibe. I like that a lot.
Not only is it West Virginia circa 2001 if they were an expansion team.
Yeah.
It is, first of all, it's Bologna. Mm-hmm. That's fun. Mm-hmm. And then their team name is the Stainless Steel Warriors, which is also a lot of fun. There's a lot of fun packed into that one team that it almost cancels itself out.
Yeah, it's tough to really dig in on that one. There's so much to choose from here. I think personally, I'm gonna go with the Dolphins for two reasons. One, because that cute little dolphin. Let me zoom in a little bit here. He's holding a cute little football on his snout, and I love it. And two, I'm pretty sure that's the Dartmouth D just like transposed over. Mm-hmm. So I'm gonna go for Ancona. I think I'm gonna be a Dolphins fan this year.
If Ancona makes it to the Italian Bowl, you can just wear your Dartmouth hat.
I'm going to. I'm absolutely going to. Or I'm going to anyways and just claim that I've always been an Ancona fan. Joey, where's your vibes, Joey?
I've always been a fan of team names that are absolutely inscrutable if you're not from the region.
Yeah.
So I'm going to take Firenze here, even though I have no idea what that team name means, just because I'm a big fan of team names that need lore explanations.
I like it. Katie, what are you feeling?
I mean, those are my two leanings, the Dolphins and Firenze, because I've been to Florence and Firenze is Florence.
Good. Jump on one of the team bandwagons.
But I can't do Firenze now after knowing the Pope stuff. I'm not digging into that. And I want to let you have the Dolphins by yourself. So I feel like I'm going to give the Parma Panthers some love because I feel like the Carolina Panthers need love. Mm-hmm. And I like Parmesan cheese. So I feel like this is, it's a match made in heaven.
There we go. Well, let's see, because you got the Parma Panthers. Let me see if I can get their roster up real fast. We can talk about some of their good moves. Who's their QB1? That's what we're asking.
Each team is like allowed like 4 Americans, right?
Yeah. So the Parma Panthers. Well, this is always good when they don't have the latest rosters up here. Okay, awesome.
Very Italian of them.
They'll get to it when we get to it.
I shouldn't be too surprised here. I think that's going to be okay. I'll find it later. Anyways, yes. So we're going to be following the Italian Football League, at least lightly. I still don't know where I can stream the games. I've been asking. No one's had a good answer for me. So I may be watching this, someone pointing their phone on Twitch at a TV or something. But
the poster you posted in our show notes says 11 Sports, which I believe used to stream UMass games before Flow Sports got them and then ESPN Plus got them. So I believe that is where it would be 11 Sports.
There you go. 11 Sports. There we go. Well, we'll see if they have everything. Oh, it looks like Andrew's on his way in.
Former home of the UMass Minutemen before they were bought out by Flow Sports. So we're dealing with sub Flow Sports level of production here, but still.
So let's talk about let's see what 11 Sports currently carries now then. We have things like the Swiss Super League, the Slovak Fortuna League, the Moroccan Women's Championship League, the Northern Irish Premiership. Yeah, oh man, this is just...
Did they get confused and thought it was Serie A?
They may have bought this and been like, this is probably just like Serie A. Oh, wait a second. Nope, not at all. Okay, so our next thing that we need to talk about... Oh, there's Andrew.
Hello, friends.
Hey, Andrew.
Sorry.
Okay, so without hearing anything we said before, I need you
Great.
to pick an Italian football team from these 9.
Italian American football team,
Italian American
not a
football
soccer team.
My buddy in my master's program at UCLA played for the Milan team.
There we go.
Oh my goodness!
Got the Rhinos. There we go. Okay.
He was really tall, and he might be our in for like knowing people.
There we go. Perfect.
Jordan, he can figure out how you can stream this.
Yeah, because we're gonna have to figure out streaming. I think 11 Sports. The more I look at that website, it looks like 11 has this.
It might be on YouTube. Or it might have used to have been on YouTube.
It might be. I'm always
also, I'm Andrew. If anybody needs to know.
There you go. Hi, Andrew. So our next thing tonight, guys, is that our good friends and colleagues over at the Shutdown Fullcast have done the SEC and the Big Ten and trying to find permanent rivals for those teams, and finding out that when you try to pick 3 permanent rivals for teams, it gets very difficult very fast. And we figured, well, why not do it with something a little sillier? So originally I was going to do Conference USA, but did you know that Conference USA is playing a round-robin schedule next year?
Ooh. How many teams are in Conference USA now? 9?
Okay, so let's talk about this. I want you guys to try to name the teams in Conference USA next year. Okay?
Oh no, this is gonna make me look really silly.
It's gonna be bad.
Okay, let's go here. Conference USA. Right. I'm gonna tell you they're gonna have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. They have 10 teams next year.
Where are we starting?
Give me 10 teams.
All right.
Okay, I have the order of Katie, Joey, and Andrew. So Katie, give me 1 team in Conference USA next year.
UCF's not there. I don't know. I don't even know where to start.
Okay, Joey, kick it off.
New Mexico State.
New Mexico State has moved to Conference USA. That's 1. Andrew.
Sam Houston State.
Sam Houston State is moving up. Number 2. Katie, you got one?
No, pass.
Okay. Joey?
I need to phone a friend.
Jacksonville State?
Jacksonville State's moving up. That's 3.
Good job.
You took mine?
Andrew?
UTEP. University of Texas El Paso.
Yep. New Mexico State's bringing their friend. Okay. Got it. That's 4. I'm gonna help guide you guys now. There were a pair of teams in like the northern South, we'll call it.
Those are the 2 I know too.
What are those 2?
Western Kentucky.
Yep.
Can I take the other one?
Oh yeah, Jay.
Middle Tennessee.
Right. Mitsu and Western Kentucky. They couldn't find a way out, so they're chained together in Coosa.
If I recall correctly, specifically, Western Kentucky got a conditional acceptance to the MAC if they brought Mitsu with them, and Mitsu said no.
Yeah.
Mitsu said no.
Okay, so we're getting there. I believe that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. We've got 4 more. This is where it's gonna get rough.
Is this where Jerry Falwell U is going?
Yes, it is. Is going to CUSA. Okay. 3 more. I'll tell you this. One of them cannot get into the Sun Belt, even though they probably want to be there because they have pissed off too many people.
I know a different one than that. Florida International.
FIU is still in CUSA because they can't go anywhere.
Yeah, they have literally no money in their athletic.
So we have one that's stuck here, and another team that's moving up from FCS.
Southern Miss.
Jackson.
No, Southern Miss is going to. They're in the Sun Belt.
Is Jackson State? No.
Nope. Jackson State's still going to be in FCS.
Is the one you're talking about, Jordan? Louisiana Tech.
Louisiana Tech is chained to the CUSA because they have pissed off too many people in the Sun Belt, and the Louisiana schools are not going to let them in.
Oh,
Never. And we're missing one upstart, one moving up. That's our Kennesaw State Owls, boys and girls.
Wow.
Who?
I thought they were going to the Sun Belt.
No, they are going to CUSA.
Oh, okay.
So that's CUSA.
Do they still run the triple option?
No, they don't. I don't think so. Actually, you know what? I don't know that for a fact.
I think their coach left.
So now, guys, we have the new American Conference. And what I've done is the order we're going to pick for them in is we're going to pick them in order, the order of which they joined CUSA. Because all of these teams except for 2 were in CUSA at some point. The only 2 that were not in CUSA are Navy and Temple. So the teams we have are Charlotte, Memphis, South Florida, Tulane, UAB, East Carolina, Rice, SMU, Tulsa, FAU, North Texas, UTSA, Navy, and Temple. And
Jordan, can you zoom in just a hair?
Can,
I tried to do it on my browser and it keeps bouncing back out. That's perfect. Thank you.
So
I'm not on my big screen tonight. Thank you.
That's fine. So what we're going to do is we'll go sort of in a row. We'll go Katie, Joey, Andrew, then me. And we'll go down this list, and you get to pick a rival for each school. 3 permanent rivals.
Okay.
and we'll see the great conference matchups we can make. Now, I'm going to tell you right now that there are, so when they put this together, they said that there's 14 teams and each team is going to play 8 conference games a year. So what they're actually going to do is they're giving everyone one permanent rival, except for Tulane and Tulsa, who get 0 permanent rivals.
Rude.
They couldn't even like give the Tulane and Tulsa a token game against each other.
Right. There are 2 teams left, and they're not each other's permanent rivals.
Yeah, the TU trophy. Come on.
So the permanent rivals are North Texas SMU, UAB Memphis for the Rack of Ribs trophy, which, okay, we're good there. Rice UTSA, Charlotte East Carolina, and FAU South Florida. I'm sure where South Florida fans thought their actual rival was not the school on I-4, FAU.
Amazing.
And Navy Temple also, permanent rivals. So we're going to have to build some history here is what I'm saying, folks.
Mm-hmm.
Should we give each game its own trophy as well when we draft?
Let's do the draft first, and then I might ask another set of people on another podcast to give trophies for the games.
Okay.
Perfect.
With no concept of what we did.
No concept.
So for the teams that joined in the same year, we're just going alphabetically because I didn't want to actually do any much more research than that. Katie, I'm gonna need you to get a rival for Charlotte.
Oh, this is easy for me. East Carolina. I like in-state
Okay.
rivalries. I'm all about in-state rivalries.
There we go.
Close fans, like yelling at each other. I'm great with that.
Okay. Joey, who's Memphis gonna play?
So if I'm Memphis, I'm thinking, yes, you want the UAB game, but I think you are in a position with the second pick to make UAB pick you.
Okay.
And I think if you're Memphis, you're thinking 2 things. One, you want games where casual audiences are going to tune into the game. And 2, you want kind of a cheap win every year. So that's why we're going Navy.
Like it. Hey, there we go. Andrew, South Florida, the Bulls. Once ranked number 2 in this country in football. Don't ask how long ago that was.
Give them North Texas.
I'm thinking about giving them one of the Texas schools, honestly.
Gotta get that Texas, yeah.
I think they need to expand their recruiting footprint. So let's give them SMU.
SMU, there we go.
Oh, I like that.
I'm going to take Tulane, and as academic peers, I'm going to give them a school across the bayou, Rice.
Perfect.
There we go. And now we get UAB, Katie.
This is where Trent Dilfer's coaching next year, right?
This is where Trent Dilfer's coaching next year.
Interesting. I kind of want to give them Florida Atlantic.
Okay.
I don't know why. That vibe just feels right to me.
Oh.
Temple is such a bad fit in this conference.
Like, what'd you say?
So bad.
Oh, yeah.
Temple
Oh, yeah.
This conference.
It's nothing but bad fits, guys. It's bad fits all the way down. That's why this is fun.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so East Carolina ended up with Charlotte. Make sure I get this filled in here. Rice ended up with Tulane. SMU got South Florida. And actually, let's back up because if I'm doing this in proper order, make sure I got everything here. Okay, so we are now at Rice.
East Carolina.
East Carolina. Yes. So Joey, who's East Carolina gonna pick for their second? They already got Charlotte.
So you've got the local-ish games set up here. I think you want to keep it on the East Coast, and I think that USF is still kind of a helmet matchup.
Okay.
I like this.
So that's a team you want. If you're like ECU, South Florida, if I got into Oklahoma 6 years ago, I'm thinking those are 2 Big 12 teams.
Yeah, that is true. Oh God, I love the show Community. It's one of my favorite sitcoms. And I watched the episode where they did the different timelines where they throw the dice in the air tonight. And this feels like the timeline where the Big 12 expanded a decade ago.
Yeah, and the ECU and South Florida are absolutely getting the call.
Okay, we got Rice. Sorry, yes, Rice.
Let's go to Grish.
Oh, it's my turn.
Yeah.
I think Rice wants to be with some Northeastern peers, close to Penn. So let's give him Temple.
There we go. Yeah.
I like that. That feels that feels like, why doesn't that already exist? Yeah. That should be a rivalry already.
I gotta look real fast at how many times Rice and Temple have played.
Probably 0.
I just googled Rice Temple football rivalry.
Winspedia, baby.
Yeah, here we go. No previous matchups. We are breaking ground. Okay.
History is made every day.
Hey. I got SMU then. So SMU already has South Florida, which I like that. But I think that we then need to go maybe further south. And I'm thinking that SMU, well, no, hold up. Hold up. SMU is a small private school. We need to get them with scratch. They need their local rival. They get North Texas.
Mm-hmm.
They need North Texas. That's what that is. Okay. Tulsa. Smallest school in FBS. Katie, where are you putting them?
I mean, I feel like anything that's Oklahoma and Texas type rivalry feels right. So I feel like it'd be disingenuous for me to not give them North Texas. I think I want to give them North Texas.
There we go. So, okay, got there.
Oh, wait, hold on. We have UTSA. They've not been given anyone. We're giving them UTSA.
Okay.
Yeah, sorry. They need some love.
Hey, so, Joey, Florida Atlantic. They already have UAB.
So I have never been to the West Coast or Gulf Coast of Florida. And Boca Raton, from what I understand, is they call themselves Florida Atlantic, but it's not exactly a beach community, from what I understand.
No, Boca's a little further in. Yeah, I think so.
So but it is on the east coast of Florida. It's not on the west coast.
Okay. Well, Florida Atlantic, I should have guessed.
I get Boca and Pensacola mixed up in their locations a lot.
That is 100% where I was going with that. So, but I have been to Florida a couple times, and from what I can tell, the one thing Floridians crave more than anything is air conditioning. So give me UTSA.
Okay, there we go. Indoor air conditioning. I love to see it.
So we're at North Texas.
We're at nope. No, we're at Navy. Yes? No, we're at North Texas.
We're at North Texas.
Oh my God, this is gonna be great. Thrilling, guys. Okay, North Texas. And I believe that is Andrew.
Okay, so they're already with SMU as an in-state rival, so let's give them another one and go UTSA. I know
There you
UTSA.
go. Lots of bad blood there too. UTSA's dance card, however, it has now become full.
UTSA's dance card is full without picking a single team themselves.
Yep. Should have joined Conference USA earlier if they wanted the dance card. Should have started football earlier, actually, because I think they started football in 2013.
Yes, they did.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh, that's funny.
So now I am at Navy. We've given Navy Memphis, but I'm going to give them their other natural Northeast rivals. They have something local. They get Temple. So now Temple needs another rival. Katie? Temple has Rice and Navy.
Temple's in Philly, right?
Temple's in Philly, yes.
I'd like to give them, I'm thinking, do I want to put them like against a Carolina school? Or do I want to put them against the Florida school? Because I want to bring them to the South. I want to bring the Philly people to the South.
You can send them to Tulane. Tulane and Temple.
You know what? That's a good call, Jordan. I like that. Yep, let's put them at Tulane. Yep. I like the thought of them in New Orleans.
That's a real strong energy there. I like that. Philly and New Orleans is a real strong energy.
Go Birds in New Orleans is yes.
So Temple's dance card is full as well. They have Rice, Navy, and Tulane. See, this American, we got it right here. This is working. Okay, Joey, we're on to Charlotte. Charlotte needs rival number 2.
Well, the number you have in front of me, because it's the year they joined CUSA, is 1995. And if I'm thinking 90s Charlotte, I'm thinking the Charlotte Hornets, and I'm thinking their natural rival would be the Memphis Grizzlies. Rest in peace, Vancouver Grizzlies, taken unceremoniously and unforgivably. So let's go Charlotte, Memphis.
Like it.
And also, you could trick some people. You could trick some scalpers into buying Memphis Charlotte tickets, thinking it's an NBA game.
Perfect.
God, that's so nice. Yes, wonderful. Okay, Andrew, Memphis has Navy and Charlotte already locked up.
Well, the Rack of Ribs is already a trophy, so we got to give them UAB.
Give them
right?
UAB. Good choice. Yep. There we go. Okay.
A delicious trophy.
I get South Florida. Now we have South Florida. We've given them SMU and East Carolina, their natural rivals. So then I'm thinking, okay, USF. They are the Bulls. They have a long history of being sort of right there, but not quite being able to make it over the edge. And then lately having some real rough years to go along with it. And I feel like that's pretty indicative of Tulsa football. So I'm going to send them to Oklahoma.
Mm-hmm. I want Tampa natives walking around Tulsa too.
Yeah. Oh,
I
want Tulsa native. Well, actually, you know what? I assume there was lots of Tulsa natives in Tampa already. Just
the retirees are, yes.
Yeah, I assume so. And hey, you know what? What is Tampa's natural enemy but a golden hurricane?
It's true.
It's true.
You don't want hurricane. Yeah. Good point.
The natural enemy. Okay. That locks up South Florida's dance card as well. So we're at Tulane now. Tulane already has Rice and Temple. Katie, who are we going to give them for a third team?
I feel like Tulane SMU should already be a rivalry, so I've got to give them SMU.
That's really good.
Yeah. I feel like that's a big one.
SEC versus SWC matchup there.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, there we go. You're absolutely right. This is old school.
Mm-hmm.
Now we have UAB. Also, I use the original date UAB joined Conference USA, not the date that their resurrected corpse joined Conference USA, because I don't count those years that they were down. Joey, we have UAB. They have Florida Atlantic and Memphis already. Who are we going to give them for their third rival?
UAB has been through it, Like, they have had a lot of adversity just as a program over the last 10 years. And listen here, I would love to do something nice for them here. And just, send them to Boca or something and just chill out. Unfortunately, I think that would be bad for them because UAB has done very well under adversity. So I'm going to try and split the atom here and do both at once. I'm going to give them a decently easy win and some good money from TV coverage, but also you have to go to Maryland in the winter.
Navy.
So they're going to play Navy.
The UAB now has Florida Atlantic, Memphis, Navy, and they are locked up. Navy is locked up.
Again, 3 teams that I thought were going to be in not Florida Atlantic, but Memphis and Navy. I thought they were going to be in the Big 12 a while ago.
Okay. Andrew, you have East Carolina. It already has Charlotte and South Florida.
We're down to the scraping the bottom here.
I see opportunities here for new rivals. New blood.
Let's give them North. I don't have a reason for this other than the directions. North Texas.
Counts. That's a reason.
Northeast Cup.
Can they play this in Boston on the campus of Northeastern?
Fenway Bowl. Perfect.
Make them play at Harvard Stadium. It's beautiful. It's way too big. So Rice gets Tulane and Temple. They're not going to get an in-state partner, which I think is really funny.
Perfect.
Which is perfect.
Texas is their in-state partner.
If they want an in-state partner, they can throw a life raft to La Tech.
There we go. So I will get them close by, though, and to finish the TTT thing, they are going to get Tulsa.
Yes, that's what I was pulling for. Yes.
So Rice has Tulane, Temple, and Tulsa.
Can we start calling that the real Red River?
Oh, yeah, there we go. Yeah, Rice, Tulsa, the real Red River shootout. FAU, Katie. Well, actually, I don't think you have a choice.
No, it's Charlotte, and I like that. I feel good about that.
Well, guys, I think we've solved problems here by making new.
I love that you almost just typed Florida State in there. I saw that.
Yeah, you did.
I feel like Florida State Charlotte would be a very competitive rivalry.
It would. I'd love it. It'd be great.
So here's what we've done. I like most of this, guys. This is not bad considering that this is the... You guys have that drawer in your house with just the stuff in it? This is a conference with a lot of stuff in it.
Yep.
And so we have Charlotte, who has East Carolina, Memphis, and Florida Atlantic. Memphis, who has Navy, Charlotte, and UAB. South Florida, who has SMU, East Carolina, Tulsa. Tulane, who has Rice, Temple, SMU. I like that one a lot. Just like looking at that, I like that one a lot. UAB, who has FAU, Memphis, and Navy. East Carolina, Charlotte, South Florida, North Texas. Rice with Tulane, Temple, Tulsa, the 3 T's. SMU with South Florida, North Texas, and Tulane. Tulsa with UTSA, South Florida, Rice. Florida Atlantic, UAB, UTSA, Charlotte. North Texas with SMU, UTSA, East Carolina. UTSA with Tulsa, Florida Atlantic, North Texas. Navy with Memphis, Temple, UAB, and Temple with Rice, Navy, and Tulane. Guys, we did it. Yeehaw.
All those seem
This is
pretty
beautiful.
good. UTSA is the only one where I think it's kind of a grab bag, but everyone else, like, it makes pretty good sense.
You know, this is like everyone who's tried this exercise with any conference. At some point, you sort of have to go, well, I guess these teams are rivals now.
I'm about to say
This
the
is just-
meanest thing I could possibly think of, but it's what happened.
Mhm.
Compared to the SEC draft, UTSA was kind of the Vandy here.
Yeah, which is funny because it's not that they aren't a great team. It's just that they don't have a ton of history, so you're going to go and like, I don't know. Same thing with North Texas. I mean, what their one descriptor is they're in North Texas, so I guess they get SMU. This American conference is just so weird. I don't know what they're going to end up doing with this thing. I don't know how stable this thing is going to be or how long it's going to last.
I am so happy it's called the American Conference, though, because, like, what do all these schools have in common? They're American.
Well, why were they all in Conference USA? Same thing. Because they were all American. Because Conference USA is another generic ass. You know, this is not the Mid-Atlantic. This is not the whatever. This is just whatever it is. Commish and a bunch of other people have been doing this great thing where they've been looking up the history of conferences that are no longer with us. The first week, Commish looked up the Border Conference, which is like New Mexico State and some West Texas schools. This week, our man Blue did the Yankee Conference. No, okay, Yankee. Yeah, so Blue, if it's not out yet, it will be out soon. He did the Yankee Conference. Commish is currently working on the other conference he's working on. It was the Skyline Conference, which I'm very excited to talk about later on. But in all of this, we found something called the Green Mountain Conference. If you guys had to guess just by name, where do you think the Green Mountain Conference is?
Somewhere on the East Coast in the Appalachian Mountains.
Close, further north. I think that's still technically the Appalachians. Yeah,
Vermont's the Green Mountain State, right?
it is. So it's a Vermont conference that only existed for like, I think we figured 30 or 40 years, but it was an informal agreement. It's sort of like the Big Five in Philly. Big Four, Big Five.
Yeah, Big Five. Yeah.
Big Five. And so it was, I want you guys to think about college football teams in Vermont.
Well, there's Vermont.
Yeah, they haven't played football since I think 73.
Which is the which one's the Catamounts? Is that
That's
Vermont?
that's UVM, the Catamounts.
Okay.
Yep,
But they have a basketball team. Yes.
they do.
So I know
They
that's
still
the
have
reason I know
and a very good hockey team.
Very good hockey team.
Okay.
So then,
That's the
who are the
reason I
other
know they're
four
not
schools?
that.
Who are the other three schools involved in this?
What was the D3 school with the maple bucket trophy?
So those are the two other schools. That's Norwich and Middlebury. They're D3 now. And then there's one more that I'd actually never heard of. It still exists.
Didn't you go to school in New Hampshire?
I did, and I've never heard of St. Michael's College in Vermont.
Wow.
It was started in 1904. They still play. They play D2 now. They're the Purple Knights. They no longer play football. But
there we go.
So they came up with this thing in the early 1920s, and I'm going to read a little from a news article. So our followers helped us a ton with this. Shout out to @Quirky Research, who found a bunch of news articles about this thing, including an article in the Rutland Daily Herald in Rutland, Vermont, that in 1950 St. Michael's wanted to formalize this thing, wanted to lock it down. The reason this came up was because Vermont was in the Yankee Conference at this point, and we found them having a Green Mountain Conference championship, but could not figure out what the hell the Green Mountain Conference was, because there was literally nothing on it anywhere.
So they would play their conference games in the Yankee Conference, and their out-of-conference games would be the Green Mountain Conference games?
Yes, they'd play the three other schools, and all three of them would have those games. The purpose, athletic representatives met on March 1st in 1927. The purpose of this conference is to bring about cooperation among Vermont colleges, which has hitherto been lacking. The problems of each school would be met by a whole board in their annual meetings, relieving the individual institutions of the burdens. The athletic schedules will be so arranged that will facilitate the securing of visiting teams from some distances by arranging all to play for the Green Mountain teams in the same trip. The conference will also be a boom to hockey and other embryonic sports by practically assuring a state meeting of the puck chasers without dependence on out-of-state sextets for their dates. Guys, we should write so much better.
Why does puck chaser sound like a slur for hockey players?
Why are we using embryonic and what was what?
Sextets.
Sextets. Let's just got a lot of questions.
The embryonic sports.
But does that mean like young sports?
I assume basketball. I assume they're talking about basketball in 27 in Vermont. I assume it's basketball.
Yeah, James Naismith just came up with it a week ago.
Yeah.
Embryonic. I'm gonna start using that.
I love the idea of the Green Mountain Conference though, and it's something that I like. State championships, I think, like more of these small states should do. Obviously, it's gonna be a lot harder, and even if all of the Vermont schools still had football teams, you're not gonna get Vermont playing Middlebury anymore. That's just not gonna happen. But like, I think Oklahoma could do this. You're probably not gonna get the Sooners on board unless every game is in Oklahoma, but I still think like that's a really cool idea and something that I think is never going to happen again. But in a state like Vermont, you could do that. Now, what I think this transfers to is I think schools with only one D1 team in their state should claim state championships and hang a banner. Wyoming.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Wyoming should claim national state championship every single year. Hawaii, absolutely.
Mm-hmm.
Hang the banner, Hawaii. Are those
now,
the only two?
What will suck is when UMass tries to do this, and then Harvard's knocking on the door.
Depending on the year, Harvard's feisty. Harvard's real feisty.
And I did say Harvard other than Boston College because I think Boston College would let UMass have this one.
Yeah, I think so too. They're a private
Not
school.
when Steve Adazio was there, but now, yes.
So yeah, the Green Mountain Conference. Who knew? Apparently, it was also for things like track meets, and just it's really bizarre that this kind of thing formed and that we couldn't really find anything about it. So thank you to our followers who helped us research this. We're gonna be talking more about later on. But it's
really weird that they called it a conference and not like a consortium.
That was I think that was the problem. Like we had it in our craw that it must have been like a conference, and even like early conferences didn't play each other all the time. I mean, there are teams in the SEC that didn't play each other for like 20 years. Even though they were in the same conference.
Was the Yankee Conference football only? Maybe.
No, it was all sports.
Okay. So to say track meets, that would make sense if like they were Green Mountain Conference just for track.
Here we go. Okay, so let me see what I got next on my list. We'll skip the NFL Players Association guides thing. I don't know if you guys saw that. Basically, the NFL Players Association gave out team report cards and found out that the Jaguars have lots of rats in their cafeteria.
I need some more time to digest because I started digging in and I was like, there's a lot of material here.
Yeah, we need to pull that apart a little more because the other one that's really funny is apparently just how bad the Commanders are. Like Dan Snyder sucks. Mm-hmm. All of his stuff sucks. And that coming out at the same time, as along with him charging $60,000 to put the logo on his own plane.
It was $4 million.
Whatever it was. Yeah, right. Oh, that's right. It was. And so beautiful. Dan Snyder absolutely just fucking killing it. Kamish definitely wanted to shout out the umpireless baseball.
Yes, I want to talk about this.
This was a Pirates and an Orioles preseason game. And the umps left at the top of the ninth? Middle of the ninth?
Well, the game was over. So the game was over. The Pirates won. So the Pirates shouldn't have had to hit again. But because it's preseason, they just wanted to play another half inning just to get some guys more ABs.
Oh.
And the umps were just like, well, we're not getting paid for this, so bye.
That's kind of great.
I loved. Okay, that's both funnier and more wholesome than I thought.
Yeah,
because the way they made it sound was just like the refs, like the umps forgot that they had another inning and they just fucked off. Okay, I like this a lot.
So, can I say I've done this before? As a hockey referee, I have done this exact thing where we were reffing. It was like an end of season tournament game for like house leaguers, and the game ended, and the coaches come over to me and were like, "Well, we want to play overtime," and I was like, "But you won 5-0." Yeah, but it's the last game of the season, so we want these guys to get some more playing time. And I was like, "Sure, I'm gonna go get undressed, but y'all have fun now."
Good luck, have fun.
So does the catcher just calls ball and strikes then?
Yeah, he was doing that. He was literally like he would catch the ball and then he would go strike. And the funniest thing was he would frame the pitch as if the umpire was still there to like try and fool the umpire, and then he'd
still pull his glove down or like yeah. That's funny.
Got to work on that.
Beautiful. If you don't follow our baseball account at Sickos of Summer, Is it Sickos of Summer? Is that what it is? Yeah.
Yes.
That's just getting started. It's going to be great. Baseball has way too many games for any of us to pay attention to. So baseball people are very weird. They're like college basketball people on steroids because they have 160 whatever games. Dear God.
And that's not even mentioning college baseball sickos.
That's more compact, at least. MLB is just this sprawling.
There's 50 games going on at once.
Well, speaking of 50 games going on at once, well, first off, sorry. What is the woman's name in Slovakia?
Nela Lepusanova.
Okay.
I think that's how I pronounce it.
Say her stats, because they're brilliant.
Let me bring them up because I don't want to get them even a little bit wrong, because I don't want to undersell her or oversell her.
Do not undersell her.
So Nela Lepusanova, I will say she first came on everyone's radar at the women's U18 a bit ago.
Okay.
As a 14-year-old, she's the first woman in international play to ever hit the Michigan Deke, which, if you don't know what that is, it's called that because the first guy to ever do that was a Michigan player.
Okay.
Where you pick the puck up on your stick from behind the net and just lacrosse it into the net from behind the net.
Jesus Christ.
Insane.
So she's the first woman to ever do that. That was at a U18 tournament, and she was 14 years old. She is now 15. She is playing on 2 different teams at once right now. One is the I'll get the both these are impressive in different ways. The one that went viral was she's playing in the Women's Pro League there.
Okay.
It's Slovakia women's hockey, so pro is in quotations, but the top women's league in Slovakia.
Mm-hmm.
She has played 8 games. She has 28 goals, 21 assists for 49 points in 8 games.
What the?
As a 15-year-old, her 15th birthday was just last week, or not even last week, a couple days ago. So most of that was as a 14-year-old in a adult league. 49 points in
bonkers.
8 games.
Holy shit.
That's good.
That's incredible.
So there's another wrinkle here that wasn't in the initial viral post, which is she also plays in the U16 men's league there. She has played 13 games in that league for 18 goals, 25 assists, and 43 points.
Jesus Christ.
How a lot of people have tried to lessen this is, oh, well, in Slovakia, U16, that's nothing. Last year in the 2021 NHL entry draft, the Montreal Canadiens, with the first overall pick, selected a guy named Juraj Slavkovsky. As a 16-year-old, he played as a 15-year-old, so same age as Nella, played in that exact same league. In 23 games, he had 54 points. Nella has 43 in 13.
Good God.
And that was the first overall pick in the NHL entry draft.
Yeah, Slovak hockey is no joke.
Not at all. And she's got, again, in their top U16 men's league, 43 points in 13 games.
That's so crazy. She is on fire.
She is 5'7", 146 pounds, 15 years old, so still some growing to do. This could be... she could play men's pro, soon. This is not out of the question.
Yeah, that's... oh my God. Especially, spending a couple of years in EuroLeague, especially, oh my God. Thank you for finding that, because that's, I'm not a big hockey person, but those numbers are just insane. And as is tradition this time of year, we close our podcast with basketball.
Basketball, gimme the ball because I'm gonna dunk it!
Andrew, tell us about the basketball.
I'm gonna dunk it.
I'm checking the scores right now.
There we go.
So Monday, Bellarmine won on a step back shot that bounced off the side of the rim, went 2 feet in the air, and then went in.
It was beautiful.
So,
it was so good.
It was really nice. Yeah.
They call that the Hawaii.
Queens also won.
Is it Bellarmine or Bellarmine?
I'm not positive, but I think it's Bellarmine.
Okay. I pronounce a lot of things wrong, so this is not... no one's surprised by this.
I was about to make a comment, and I was like, it's whatever the opposite of what
it's whatever I say. Whatever I say. It's the exact opposite of that.
It's not what Jordan said.
Never what I'm saying.
The other 2 upsets on Monday, Nevada, who's likely going to make the tournament as an at-large, lost by 9 to Wyoming, who was 8-20.
Who's awful.
They're really bad, and they had people leave the team. So Yeah, they lost by 9, and then Eastern Washington lost again.
Oh, they did?
So
I didn't see that.
started talking about them, and Montana State beat them. So now I'm checking the standings of the conference.
Did that knock them down?
No, they're
Okay.
16-2, and Montana State is 15-3.
Okay,
So
they're still
we're getting a little tenuous for Eastern Washington. Maybe if they had a red court, they would be doing better.
okay. I'm just saying, without the red court, they're not doing anything.
And then Iowa apparently has harnessed the passion and anger of Fran McCaffrey's stare, because they went into Indiana and scored 90 points. So yeah, that happened.
Hey, what happened? What did UConn do tonight to poor? It wasn't Xavier. Who was it?
It was
DePaul.
DePaul. Well, Creighton won by 40 against Georgetown.
Okay,
So.
well, Georgetown's doing their thing.
Yeah, but DePaul lost 88-59. So
At some point that game was like 30-2.
Oh, yeah, it was 51-19 in the first.
Okay, yeah, I assume UConn took the break, like took the gas off at some point.
Yes. What else do we have here? Let's see. This is me perusing the stats. Chicago State did not win their game at Gonzaga. I'm sure that's very surprising.
I saw that and I was kind of heartbroken.
Oh my god, I'm gonna have to tell my partner that we're not paying rent this month. Oh my god.
They did have a guy go for 22, so shout out.
In the chat, guys, I dropped the ASUN bracket as it stands right now. The ASUN bracket was the one we made fun of for having the weird first round 9-10 versus in the 7-8, and then they were going to reseed for the semifinals. But guess what, guys? Didn't have to reseed.
No, they did not.
The ones that went through anyways. All that reseed was not necessary.
Yep.
Are we allowed to talk about Florida State upsetting Miami?
Absolutely.
Yes.
Oh yeah.
Go for it.
We mentioned the buzzer beater, but we didn't talk about the whole comeback.
I have emotionally divested out of Florida State football,
that too.
For a while. Yeah,
that too.
That I got emotionally invested again this year. Emotionally divested out of our basketball team this year because it's just not been great. My parents have watched way more than I have, and my mom actually called me on Saturday because I was doing yoga with some friends with alpacas. We were doing alpaca yoga.
Wait. Time out.
Yep.
Were the alpacas just in the room?
Did I hear that correctly?
Yeah,
yes. Yeah.
I have not done this, but I've seen people do this, or not alpaca yoga. We did goat yoga at Fanshawe College when I was there.
It's like that. So we were at an alpaca farm doing yoga, and there were baby alpacas because they're very curious. And so
Florida's
they come up.
amazing.
Yeah, they come up and sniff you. I'll show some pictures. Hold on.
I got my episode title now. Thank you.
You have what?
I got an episode title now. Thank you.
Mm-hmm.
Florida State alpaca yoga?
That one's not the cutest one. Hold on. Let me find the really cute guy. Hold on. Anyways, I was doing alpaca yoga. Got in my car, was leaving, and my mom was like, "You need to turn on Florida State." Miami, we've made a comeback, and anyways, yeah. So my parents are they've my dad retired this year, and so they've been big into, like, you guys, they've become sickos and will watch any college sport, like baseball, softball. I've gotten them. I think they're actually going to go to a few, like, I'm going to get them to go to some Florida State softball games, like down here.
Hey.
Yeah, they're very, anyway. So yeah, they watch any basketball game. My dad is constantly texting us score updates. It's great. It's really great.
That's really nice.
Here's some more alpaca yoga.
That's really adorable, and that's what it says on the tin, right? It's just goats up in your business.
Yeah.
Yep. This is me saying I don't have any food in my hands, and the alpaca being like, I don't care.
When we did this at Fanshawe College, the poster literally said "Goat Yoga." It is exactly what it sounds like.
Mm-hmm. They're super cute. I think I have videos somewhere. Let me see if I can find them. Anyways, it was great. It was really fun. Oh, here we go. This little guy moving around.
Oh,
hello.
Way up in your business.
Mm-hmm.
Way
all
up in
your space. All up in your space.
It's so cute.
Anyways,
he looks like a friend.
Florida State. Yes, he was very friendly. Florida State beat Miami. This game, like, my best friend from high school went to UM, and she lives in Coral Gables now, and was at this game and was texting me beforehand. And I was like, "There's no way we're, like, Florida State's going to even be competitive. We're not good this year." And then, yeah, we won, guys. I was very happy. I think it's the first time I've ever retweeted the Sickos college basketball account because I don't really follow college basketball very much. I was very excited.
Katie, I have a question.
Yes.
Is this going to become a tradition for every time Florida State and Miami play in like football or basketball? You're going to have to go to Alpaca yoga?
Yeah.
Has to be.
Gotta be now.
Superstitious.
I mean, it might need to be. Yeah, you're right. You're right. God, that's gonna be a lot. But yeah, you might be right. I need to do it.
Hey, Andrew, what other conference tournaments do we have going on right now?
The Big South started today. On the women's side, the Pac-12 and the SEC started today. UCLA, who was probably going to make the tournament, nearly lost to 8-19 Arizona State. So they considered losing, but they didn't. Arizona State had the ball with 5 seconds left at the end of the fourth quarter and didn't get a shot away. And then they lost by like 8 in overtime. So that was dodge bullet there, UCLA. What else is going on? A few other ones have started. A few of the mid-major conferences start early as well. Riveting content that I'm checking my phone to see if I missed any. Let's see. Yeah, the Big South started today. A bunch are starting tomorrow. The Sun Belt had games on Tuesday and took today off. So I guess they gave everybody a free day in Pensacola, which, you know, who wouldn't want that?
Get some airbrush t-shirts.
Yeah.
Go to the Pensacola Ice Flyers game today. I think they were, you know what? I think they were actually supposed to play Vermilion County today.
Oh, God.
No, they aren't. Well, guess not. The NEC is going on, and I just want to pour one out for our dear beloved LIU Sharks. 3-26 overall, 1-15 in the NEC. They lost their first round game against number 1 Merrimack. Merrimack, who is not eligible for the NCAA tournament, and who's probably going to win this thing.
LIU's dead last in Ken Palm.
LIU's dead last? Okay.
Dead last. They're behind Hartford, so
okay. Oh,
who's going to D3, so not great.
Merrimack, by the way, the number 1 seed in the NEC, also 16-16 overall.
Yes.
NEC is having a down year, guys. I think they're the worst.
What is the rule on the auto bid if Merrimack wins this thing? Does it go to second place or does it go to regular season?
So in the ASUN last year, it went to the regular season because Jacksonville State got the bid when Bellarmine came in first. Bellarmine came in first.
The problem here is Merrimack won the regular season. So.
Oh, crap. Well.
The 1 seed.
Oh, that's right. And well, we'll figure it out then, I guess. Learning on the fly.
Sacred Heart Pioneers, come on down.
There we go. Love my Pioneers. We also had some Ohio Valley Conference play today. SEMO, Southeast Missouri State, beat Lindenwood in the first round of that.
That's a revenge game.
That's right.
Lindenwood just went D1 recently too, right?
Yeah, I don't think they're eligible either.
Oh gosh, I thought the other game ended 42-33, but that's a live score.
Okay.
My heart skipped a beat.
So yeah, it looks like our first finals are going to be on the 4th, which is Saturday. That's when we'll get our first ticket punched for March Madness. That will be the Ohio Valley Conference who gives us that. And then from there on, we'll go.
I do have a quick question. And I think you guys retweeted this, and we can cut this if this has already been covered. Y'all saw the Matt Jones tweet that said if Kentucky wins tonight, Cats are locked into the 3 seed in the sex tournament.
Yeah, I saw the sex tournament.
Okay,
yes.
Just wanted to make sure.
That
brought me a lot of joy.
This happens weirdly often to not be because I believe a couple years ago when Auburn won the basketball tournament, this happened on local news, right?
On news? That's amazing.
I don't know what it is about this one, but yes, always.
Yeah, it's so good.
Always.
So good.
Okay, folks, I think that's all we got for tonight. We will see you on the other side on Sunday. Hope you enjoy March Madness. If that is your religion, if you are basketball agnostic, do not.
Specifically Arch Madness.
Arch Madness, yes. That would be which league is that?
Missouri Valley.
Missouri Valley, yes.
Feel like a Gus.
Okay.
Oh, I thought you were referring to how many more times Arch Manning might lose his ID on campus.
And cut right there. There we go.